Hi and welcome to my Blender to Unity Tower Defense game tutorial, and in this part we will be texturing the laser turret. Now I know some of you are looking at this and thinking, well hang on Richard, that's not the laser turret that we textured, that we created earlier on in Blender, and you'd be right. And the reason for that is because I was playing around with it, trying to get a decent texture against it, and I just wasn't happy with how it looked. It looked stupid, I thought, so I've gone back to the drawing board and recreated this. It really is very, very simple. I looked online and found a few ideas on how to do it. What I thought I might do is show you a very brief time lapse, which I hope you can follow. If you're not following it, then I do apologise. I took the the meshes all .blend. I took that as a sort of size reference, and then just created a hexagon, extruded it out and mirrored it on the Z-axis. Added a little extrusion to all of the middle parts apart from the front, which I was going to use for the where the gun barrel would go. So I went through the process, the usual stuff. I think I had to clean up some of the meshes, some of the mesh, just to make sure it all joined up, and add some more faces just to clean that up. But that was all very, very simple. This isn't, if you're a friend of, if you're pretty familiar with Blender, you're not going to struggle with this. So you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just adding it out, and then I think I did an X mirror modifier as well. If you just see that, I think you'll see that very, very shortly. I do that. Let's just have a quick look. I just soften up those edges so they're not quite so hard in the middle, and so it goes on. I think, yes, that's right. I tried a few extrusions, nothing really worked for me. You can see it sort of dragging that in. It seemed unnecessary, so what I did was I created a little top unit. I don't really know what it's for, but it kind of worked. At least I thought it worked. It looked good, and I thought it would unwrap nicely. As usual, I shaded smooth and did the auto smooth in Blender. And here I was trying to mess around with the inset tool. It didn't seem to work. I don't know what I was doing wrong, whether I was got the wrong end of the stick, but the inset extrude was messing around for me. I think you'll see here I was trying to get the blooming thing to work, and couldn't. I tried it on a different face. Every time I tried it, it was just messing up. So I ended up giving up and just creating I get a cylinder, which I used as a kind of a sort of a pivot point. So potentially this laser could point upwards or point downwards or whatever, or point straight ahead. I realised that for my machine gun it didn't have that ability. We're not going to use this in game, and I'll talk about this a little bit more later. But to me, it added a little bit more realism in the way it looked, and sort of made the gun look a little bit more like it might be able to be a bit more usable on the field. So you can see nothing really changing here. I'm just adding the cylinder edges and sharpening off those edges there. So I think what I then did was I did the usual, applied all of the necessary modifiers, the mirror modifier, and just cleaned up that center edge because it wasn't being used, and started to unwrap it. And I was pretty liberal with my unwrap because I just wanted to go on with it. I wanted it to be quite clean. I'm glad I did, as you'll see shortly. So I kind of just picked edges, every edge everywhere, and relied that triplanar was going to help me out. You can see here I'm just sort of playing around trying to get the edges correct, and as I got them right, I would then hide those faces so that we could just make sure that I was getting every piece. Those weren't unwrapping perfectly. You can see there's a slight blue thing, that was fine. This seemed to make sense to me to just do that whole front section. You can see that also unwrapped nicely, and those were always going to unwrap nicely. So with everything undone, I just select everything, click on it all, and unwrapped it. I hope. Oh, that's right, I need to unwrap the top piece, didn't I, as well? There we go, so that gets a nice unwrap. And the gun barrel as well, which again unwraps nicely. You can see I'm being pretty liberal with my seams here, which might not suit everyone, but it does make for a clean unwrap. One problem I had was that with that sidebar there, it takes up the entire side, so in order for it to get more texture space, or more even texture space, I think I split it up into a couple of pieces just to help a bit. Still didn't make it great. You can see that there's a lot of empty space there. So what I think I ended up doing was just making some of the smaller pieces use up more texture space to give me a bit more resolution on those. You'll see me doing that now. And that's effectively all I did. I think I could say I was keen that I started getting on with this, so I just exported it to FBX and loaded it up into Substance Painter. Okay, so with our Blender model, our new laser model exported to FBX, let's import it into Substance Painter 3. I'll do that now. File, New, click OK, click Select. You may recall we saved it as hexlasergun.xbx. You may have called it something different, that's fine. I'll just click Open there. 1024 is fine, and click OK. There she is. And let's bake our textures. As usual, I go for an output size of 1024 by 1024. And I'm going to set the anti-aliasing to 4x4. I'll click Bake Textures now, and I'll pause this and come back when it's finished. Okay, that's completed. Now if we have a look at our reference image here, I think what I went and did was I created kind of 3 separate folders, one for the gun barrel, one for the main unit. Actually, no, I did one for the top as well, and then one for the sides, and materialed them out separately. So let's do that. Let's start with the main unit here. We'll create a folder here, and let's just do that by adding a folder, and we'll call this main unit. Again, if that doesn't make sense to you, call it something else. I'm going to delete this. What I call a paint layer, I'll delete that now. And let's create a fill layer. Let's create our first fill layer, and we'll just pick a colour. I think I'll get rid of metal, rough, normal, and height for now, and just pick a colour. And I went for green, sort of greenish, and obviously darkened it right up. Or did I go for a red? Let's go for a red. I'm going to go for a dark red this time. So we've got green, blue, and red, haven't we? So we've got a green machine gun turret, and a blue missile turret, and a sort of dark red laser turret, but we only want it to affect this main unit, or whatever we want to call it. So let's quickly add a black mask to that, and then we'll start picking out the pieces that we want to do. So I think we can go for UV islands here, because I was fairly liberal with the number of seams I created. I think, oh no, excuse me, Control Z that. Yeah, sorry, let's bring those across. Yeah, I think that's it, isn't it? No, we've got some here that we don't want, so let's quickly click on that one. I think click on that. No, I need to go black, don't I? Excuse me, black, and then click on that. There. Yes, it's done those bits as well. Look, oh, Control Z. So let's just click on that one and get rid of those 2 bits as well. Okay, so it's just that main unit there. That's lovely. Okay, we'll add some extra features. Let's add a bit of. So if we spin back to here. Excuse me, main unit. We need to put the fill layer in the main unit, obviously. What's happened here? Excuse me, I appear to have applied the black mask to the fill layer, and I actually want the black mask to apply to the folder. So the way I can do this is if I click on Add Black Mask to the folder, and then what I'll actually do is I'll grab this one and I'll say Copy Mask, and I'll click this one and say Paste into Mask. Okay, and then I can delete this one here. Remove mask. There we go. Okay, so this now by doing a folder like this, what that's done is it's actually everything inside this folder now has that mask, and that's handy if you want to apply multiple fills or whatever, or generators or effects to a specific area, rather than do them individually or copy masks across multiple new layers or whatever. You can just copy it into a folder. So let's call this base settings as usual, and we'll add a roughness to it. Make sure it's not too tight. We could try one of these guys, but I'm losing faith in that, so I'm actually going to not do that. If I do that, if I click that, it's still there. Yes, I'll just get rid of that, and I'll just set the roughness to something darkish. Excuse me, or roughish, so it's not too metallic. Okay, that's good. Let's add some height, and for this we will do one of these black and white spots or whatever. For this to work, we're going to set the thing to triplanar, and as usual we are going to go to the base settings here, and we'll click on the base channel, the height channel, excuse me, and bring that right down there. I mean, we usually go for something like 2 or 3, don't we? 4, yeah, and I think that, if I'm honest, yeah, we need to up that number. I don't know if 32 is too many, but 8. How's that look? Yeah, I like that. I like the way that's looking. Obviously, it's going to need some dust or some. I think I actually went for rust. And I'm going to apply the rust to this whole section. So let's put the rust on top now. I'm adding a fill layer, and we will make that rust. So let's go to material, type in rust in the search engine. I think I went for rust coarse, which I hope will apply itself. Yes, it will. And so let's just call that rust. Tempting to apply the mask just to those two bits there. Yeah, I might just do that. For now, let's drag the rust into here. So it's only applying this bit here, and then we'll add the necessary black mask and add the generator, and the generator will go for MG dirt. And it's looking way too rusty, so we'll go to these multitude of settings, make sure you've got MG dirt set up, and just start tweaking these until you find something you like. I think lowering the grunge amount usually does the job, and then up the dirt level. Yeah, it's not working for me just yet. I might try something else. Let's try let's try the metal edge wear. Yeah, that's better for me. I think I prefer that. I might just nudge up the grunge amount just to give it a little bit more, and then probably grab the colour here. So click on the rust again, grab the base colour channel, and make that linear dodge. Yeah, that's fine, and drag it down so it's something a little less brutal. Okay, and while we're at it, I think what I'll probably do is click on the technical parameters of the rust and change the height position to, let's try 0.4. That's, I think, too much, isn't it? It looks too indented, so let's try 0.48. Yeah, that gives the effect that I'm thinking of. I'm going to bang up the base colour a bit more. I want it to give the effect that it is there. Okay, that's a good start. Okay, we will now create our sidebar, if you want to call it that. Let's do that. And I think all I did for this, let's quickly add the new folder. I'll call it sidebar. You can please feel free to call it whatever you like. And then in there, I will add a fill layer, and we'll call this base settings. Okay, and we will on the sidebar add a black mask, and then drag that over to white. And I think if we can just do UV islands, it should. Let's put a material in there. Let's do steel rust or whatever. There we go. And we can just see which bits it's gone for. I like steel rust, but I'm not going to be using steel rust, but I like it. And it's not selected these two pieces here, so let's I'm not sure why. Did I actually seam that out completely? I guess I must have done. Either that or it's probably part of, if I just quickly wireframe it. In fact, I know it is now I say it. If I just press F1, I can show you it's this one down here. So that's the actual UV island, so that's why. So I need to, if I'm going to go to the sidebar here and select this one, and I think I can just individually, please, thank you, select that one and that one. Oh, we didn't. Okay, it did work. It's just showing a funky colour there. That's fine. Press F2 to go back to full view in material mode. Okay, we like. I'm actually going to go with this. I didn't go for it first time, but still rust looks rather good. I think I need to apply the same rust tool here. The way I'm going to do that is I'm going to just drag this rust here and put it above everything. Okay, and that should then affect. Yes, it affects the whole thing. It affects the. It's a little bit too brutal here, isn't it? I think so. Let's just quickly see if we can fix that to give something a reasonable compromise. Yeah, so sorry, excuse me, click on the metal edge wear and just see if we can just grunge that down a bit maybe, and wear level down, but then it doesn't look so good on the original mesh, does it? It's affected one more than the other. Okay, let's just do a few Control Z's so the rust is in there, and we'll just add another fill layer in here, and we will add a black mask, and let's add a generator, and we'll make it the MG dirt. Okay, I'm liking the way this is looking. Obviously I'm not going to. We need to have a material here, so let's get rid of rust. Let's just start playing through the materials and see which one we like. Concrete's often quite good, you know. That's good, but if I'm going to do anything here, let's quickly go to triplanar as well while we're at it. We're going to need to seriously lower. Excuse me, if I go to MG dirt, we're going to have to seriously lower this dirt level because that's It's crazy high. Grunge amount. Just play around with these figures until you find a balance that you like. Maybe. Again, I'll tell you what, that's way too shiny for my light. Well, yeah, way too shiny. But what we will do as well is we'll make the height under the technical parameters, height position, try 0.48. Not quite enough for my book. Let's try 0.46. Yeah, that's got something, hasn't it? I'm not particularly happy with how shiny that is, so I'm going to change the roughness, if I can find it, with these Substance Designer generated materials. You get all the controls, unlike you would with just a base material. You get all of these things. So if I just find the dirtiness, this is sorry. You see these settings. You see, it doesn't seem to make a lot of difference, does it? Help me, Lord, help me. What am I looking for? Okay. I can't see the roughness. I cannot see the roughness on this. So what I will do is I will add another channel. Let's just quickly call that dirt, and then we'll add another channel above it. Okay, and this is only going to be the roughness channel, and we'll make sure that under the roughness here we set it is on normal good, so we can hopefully, in theory, bring that right back. There we go. Let's give it a little bit of shine, but not too much. Let's turn wireframe off as well while we're at it. Okay. It doesn't look great because it's kind of very clean edge. For something so dirty, we probably need to put a little bit of edging on there, and we'll do that in a second. So what are we calling this one? We're calling this the roughness. Oh, excuse me. Let's just quickly hit Control Y a few times. Did that do it? Look at that. That's a weird one. Okay, I'm gonna add another. I'm gonna add that channel back in. So let's do that. We'll just click on these ones and rough, and then we'll just drag that back up somewhere like that. And we'll do the height, and let's do the black and white spots. Usual rule applies. Just do 8. I'm tempted to do something a bit higher, 16, and then so we'll call this roughness and height. Roughness and height. And under the height channel, linear dodge, bring it right down. Okay, 1 or 2. Okay. Yes, I'm liking the way that's looking. It does need some. I think we're going to need to put another fill layer on top and just actually yes, I think I might have deleted the dirt layer, which was very foolish, wasn't it? So we'll just quickly put that in dirt, and add a black mask. Pick concrete. Oh no, excuse me. Pick concrete. So I select that layer there. Click concrete, and then add the generator. MG dirt. Okay. Quickly changing it to MG metal edgeway. Just have a look. Do you know? I think that's better. It's not done this edge here. Frustrating. But I think what I'll probably do is I'll do that manually with the brush later on. Good. Okay, I'm liking the way this is looking. We haven't even applied the normals or any height stuff yet. We're going to do something a little different with the height map, by the way, that I found out the other day. So next up, with those two done, let's now click this top bit. And I think all I did for that actually was just create a whole new fill layer. I'll just call this top. Well, I don't know what that's meant to be, but top cylinder. No, top cone. I don't even know what that's called, but there we go. And we'll make that leather bag. Leather bag, there it is. Was it leather bag? Yes, it was, and I darkened it right up. But obviously we're going to need to add our black mask. Click on UVs and select that and that. Oh, did I? I must have broken it into 3. Okay, good. Which means that I'm going to probably need to use triplanar to make it look a little bit more clean. There we go. And what I did under the main colour here was I darkened that right up. So it's very dark indeed. And I think I'm going to have to. Put some dirt on that as well, aren't I? So let's quickly do that. Let's create a new folder above it. So we'll call this top cone. We'll add a black mask, and we'll copy the black mask here, copy mask, and then paste into that folder there, paste into mask, and then we can remove that mask and drag top cone into there. There we go. Right, and with base settings, and we'll add another fill layer of leather, whatever, it doesn't matter right now. There we go, and we'll add a black mask, and we will add a generator. Sorry guys, and we will make that generator metal edgeware. Okay, yeah, that doesn't look too shabby. Obviously that material's wrong. So obviously it looks wrong to me. Let's just try a few different things. That doesn't look like it's making a lot of difference. Yeah, I like that, although I probably would lower the opacity. So let's just call that edging. And I'll probably click on here, click on base colour, and just hang that down a bit so it's not quite so nasty. And maybe then just touch up the grunge amount. Yeah, we're liking it. It's definitely getting there, isn't it? We've got something. I mean, I don't know why this is a laser turret, and I'm sure once it starts firing it'll look great. Right, finally we are left with the gun. You might notice that I'm quite pleased with what I've done here. I kind of looked online and looked around, and you can see that, you know, it's a gun that it potentially could pivot and point up and down. It's not going to for this game, but I thought potentially you could have that as a separate object that actually pivots up and down, so it could fire into the sky, for instance. You know, in my machine gun turret, it's very much faced on a horizontal line, so it can only shoot horizontally. That's fine. So for this, we'll add a new folder. Let's do it at the top, and we'll call this gun. And we'll very quickly drag an aluminium into gun. As usual, we put base settings, and under gun we will add a black mask, and click on here on UV. We've got already selected white, so we should just be able to do that. Okay, now I found a really good, if we go through the metals, excuse me, yeah, if we go through, let's just have a look at some of the metals. There were some good ones here that came out of the bag that I could use straight away. Are you being unkind to me? No, it's because I need to be here. Let's just try iron grinded. Yeah, something like that. Can you see? So that's a little bit of kind of roughness to it. And we'll add another one on top. Excuse me, on top, and we'll call this dirt. And it's going to definitely be a black. Something like that, and we'll add a black mask to it, and we'll add a generator, and we will make that generator MG Dirt. And I don't like the way it's done that edging. The problem that I think, one of the things, I don't know if this is something I'm doing wrong or whether there's a nice way around it, but because these are separate meshes, I think Substance Painter is taking a guess at what I would want for the dirt, and it doesn't seem to have done a great job. It's not gone left and right. It's not terrible. Let's just quickly see if we can improve it. If we just did something quite a lot, and then let's just try changing this to something like gold or something. Let's just try this. Oh, excuse me. Let's quickly click on view. If things like that happen, I end up doing click view reset UI, and that just gives me back what I'm after. I'll probably just pull that out a bit. Just give myself a shout. There we go. Right. So if I'm on my dirt layer, and I'll quickly find gold. Did I not? Why is? Maybe I need to just lower the levels. Hang on, the dirt level, and start lowering that. Just seeing. Nah, that hasn't worked. That hasn't worked. Oh, that's the sort of thing I was thinking of. Yeah, kind of a gold and iron look to it. I need to add some dirt as well, so we'll call that gold. I'll add another one on top. We'll call this dirt, and it's absolutely got to be a linear dodge, and it's going to be a black mask, and the dirt is going to be painted steel. Help me out here. Right, yeah, that's it. And under here we add another generator. On the generator, MG Dirt. Why is it that colour? it seems to have brightened it up. Hang on, so am I losing my marbles? Shouldn't that be making it blue? Maybe I need to change it. Maybe I need to make that normal. Let's make it multiply. I'll try. That's a bit better. And we just whack up the dirt level. See, it really takes those edges, doesn't it? I mean, I could go through with the brush here, but I'm not going to, just because I'm conscious that we're running out of time. I'm going to try something like that and just try and scale that back. Not too much. And then what I'll do, under the base colour, I'll just drag this down until this kind of shows. And while I'm at it, I think I might just make the dirt layer, so let's turn that back on. I might just make the dirt layer a height map as well, which it is, so let's just make that above, because it's dirt on top, so let's make it 0.52. Yeah! Let's do that. There, it looks rough now, doesn't it? Okay, let's save this up. Let's quickly make sure we don't lose this. So we'll call this Hex Laser Gun. We'll just remove that, and that'll save it for me. I think I'll probably. There we go, Hex Laser Gun. We're getting close now. If I just quickly spin back to my reference image. The first thing I'd like to show you is how I created these indents around the cylinder of the gun. Now, this would be difficult if I was to try and do this in directly onto this mesh here. But what you can do is just press F1 and I can go into material mode. Let me make sure I'm in the gun. Yes, I'll just add a new layer and we'll just call this indents. Okay, and this is only going to affect the height, I think. And we'll make it a negative value and we'll make the alpha the line. Okay, now where's it gone? Why have I lost the mouse? Now this has happened before. I think what I need to do if this happens is, I don't know if you can see, but I've lost the mouse in the in fact, look at this, the material is showing weird a weird font as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly save this. I'm going to pause, I'm going to reload it. I don't know if this is a bug or not, but I'll come right back. 1 second. Hi, welcome back. As you can see, I have loaded it back up and things have recovered. I don't know what is causing that problem, whether that's a bug, whether my graphics card is not suitable, but I'm not sure. But I've reloaded and it's worked. Just if you see stuff like that, just quickly press save. Okay, where are we? Let's go to the alpha, which I was going to set to the line here, and I'm only interested in the height. Yes, this is still working. We'll make sure all of the jitters are switched off and that the height is set to a negative value. Now I could just quickly show you what I'm talking about. I could go over here and I could kind of stamp these in. You can see it's near impossible to do. Sort of stamp these in like this. It would be very difficult. Thankfully, Substance Painter is our friend. Let's just quickly change that angle to 0. And what we can do over here is actually paint directly onto the UV map. Let's just straighten that up. Yes, the UV map. I've got to make sure I say the right thing. I can do Control R. You can, if you're pressing C, it'll take you through the different channels. And initially, I thought that I had to be on the height channel. Where are you, height channel? I think you're that one, aren't you? That's the normal. That's the height channel. But you don't. You can actually be on any channel you like. So if I just click here, somewhere in the middle, and then shift, click, and drag down. I know you can't see it. It might be worth going to the height channel. And then press M. You can see what it's done. It's done something rather weird here. I am not sure why. Possibly because of the unwrap. Let's do one thing. Let's try that again. And what we'll do is we'll turn on back face culling, and we'll just check that, set that to 45 degrees. It's already on. So we'll just do a couple of Control Zs. Let's just try that again. And then click that down. There we go. Backface culling was the thing. I didn't think it would do that. Now I know it's something to do with the there's a setting that you can have that tells you whether you paint over. If in these things you can paint over the edges and it will paint onto the next UV, which is exactly what you want most of the time. But you can restrict it to a specific UV island. I guess I'll try and find out what that is. But let's do this one more time. Make it a little bigger now. Control and then Shift Control Boom. It's done that bit though, isn't it? Well, it's no panic, because what we can do, I assume it's the one to do that, hasn't it done? So no one's ever going to see that. But what we'll quickly do is we'll click on the eraser tool and we'll just go in and just dust those off, right? And because we've got backface culling on, I think it's not. No one's ever going to see those bits, are they? There. So that's quite cool, isn't it? So you've got a little effect there. You're welcome to use. Oh, what have I done there? Let's quickly press F2 to go back. Okay, so that's good. We could do the same thing. Actually, no. Now you know how to do it. I'll let you go to town. But what I think I'll probably do is go back here and just Alt Shift. Make sure we're in orthographic view, and I think I'll just probably just add a line there. I'll do Alt Shift by that, and then just add a line there. Did that work? Yes, that worked as I expected, and we'll just add a line down there. Again, probably never seen, but okay. Looks like we need to get the old eraser tool out again. I don't know whether that was there before. I think it was. Okay, the other side. No, the other side's okay. Good, that's the gun. Oh, well, we should put the little pretend barrel inset, shouldn't we? So let's quickly do that now. The alpha is correct. Oh, I'm on erase tool, aren't I? So let's change that to my good friend the circular alpha. Setting the hardness 0.9 is very good. Let's zoom in. Alt Shift click. Let's just try it out. Possibly a bit big. Okay, we're going to add some colour to it and make it a darkish. That didn't work. Why didn't that work? I select, oh, maybe it needs to be darker still. Let's try something like that. How's that? No, I think it's smaller still. Yeah, like so. I could use the wireframe mode. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. Okay, so we've got ourselves that piece there. It is looking great. Right, so next up, let's have a quick look at my reference to see what I did. I added bolts all the way around, so let's quickly go and do that. So let's create a new layer on the. Let's quickly just hide these and work out which one it is. It's the main unit, isn't it? So let's click here and let's click on a new layer, and we'll just call that bolts. And we'll go to our tools, and we'll click on screw bolt. Okay, and we'll click on symmetry. Okay, so we don't have to do this too often, and I'm just gonna start stamping bolts in. This is kind of guesswork, not guesswork, sort of thumb in the air type positioning, because you know nobody's gonna actually look at this at that level of detail. This isn't a CAD design. If it is, I'm screwed. Okay, and then that one, and then that one. Okay, so that's pretty tidy. Yes, that's pretty tidy. Kind of gives the effect that that's all screwed in. Actually, you should put some at the front as well. Let's put one in the front corners there. Yeah, make it look like it's properly screwed in. Okay, on at the top, let's quickly turn off mirror. If I go to the top, I'm sure that I did something there. I added a. What did I just do then? Oh, I unselected it there. So just do that. Click edging. Add a new one, and we'll call this top normal. Top normal. Okay, and if I just close the alpha down, get rid of color, metal, rough, height, and select normal. We don't want screw bolts anymore, so I have to do that all again. Excuse me. Rough, height. There we go. So it's just the normal. And I went and I found a reasonably looking circle normal. Let me see if I can find it. So many goodies now. It's hard to know which one is the one, but I think it was one of those. Let's go for it. Let's try that. Okay, so Alt and then Shift click, just drag it along, scale that up, chunky size. Yeah, I'm in the right place. How does that look? It looks wonky, and I think that's probably because I've got some angle jitter on there. There we go. Pesky jitters, right. Oh, do you know, it wasn't that one, but I'm equally happy with it. We're gonna do that. I also added, and I don't know if I was completely satisfied with it, but let's do it. Let's go on to the main unit again. Where are you, main unit? There you are. So let's just add another layer. Okay, again, normal is correct. We'll just close that one down. When you do that, it brings everything back up, which is quite annoying. I found these. Where are they? Sort of half crescent. These ones. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I like it or not. It doesn't really fit into this, but it did kind of work. I rescaled it, resized it until I found something that was okay, and then just always I make it bigger. I tried to work out what the fit size would be, and then just sort of clicked it. Let's just quickly turn on mirror. And I clicked it like that. That looks okay, doesn't it? And then let's just turn it. Do the same up here. Like I say again, this isn't a CAD design, so don't sweat it. How's that? Yeah, I'm going with it. I'm going with it, guys. You can go to town, do whatever you feel is right. This is, for me, much better effort than my first one. So it seems to be the way with this. The more you play around, eventually you'll find something that you like. And I do like this. I'm going to quickly save that. Now I'm going to add chevrons to this piece. You can stop now because I think I've covered this in a previous video, but maybe you want to try this out and see how it goes. So let's just do that. So this is the sidebar. We'll probably add it above roughness and height. No, excuse me, all careful. There we go, and we'll just call this stripes. If you haven't got these, it's because you need to go onto the internet and search for stripes. I'll find them. It's these ones. Yeah, you can get this on cgtextures.com. Completely free. That is available for commercial use. So I'm going to turn off the normal, and I'm going to click on the colour. And the base colour is going to be those stripes. If I can find them. There they are. Okay, and I'll turn off the normal. And this is where you need a little. Let's make sure there's no jitters. And why is the angle that? Let's just quickly turn that down to 0. And then we'll just scale that down till it's about the right size. No, I don't want to turn it. There. Let's just try. Again, we'll turn culling off. Incidentally, if you drag that down, it only goes backface culling on, and it only goes down to 45. But you can type a lesser angle. So if I just type 25, okay, that'll make sure it doesn't go over any edges. Okay, and so if we just start here, there, and then click all the way across to there. Let's just do it again. Just click as far past as you dare. There you go. And you can keep going around. So let's just keep doing that. What I've done, because I've put it underneath all of the dirt and stuff, it's hiding that quite nicely. So let's do it again. Click that until it goes around the corner. You see, because you've got your backface culling on, it's going right to the edge, which is great news. There. It's almost seamless. No, that wasn't. I spoke too soon, didn't I? You know what, guys? I'm going with it. I'm going with it for now. It's probably the dirt generator that's doing it. Maybe. I'll say that. And I should have gone for a mirror, shouldn't I? I'm wasting people's valuable time here. But let's just keep going. Okay. And then what I think I'll do is I'll just increase the size. I played around with this a few times. Let's just see if I can stamp that without any fuss. No. The other thing I could do is I could just quickly go back here, resize so it's the right-ish size, doesn't have to be. Okay, and then just come back here. Let's put mirror on, save myself having to do this twice at least. Click it there, and then just kind of line her up. Yeah, so I'm going to line it up. I should do something like that. Don't panic if it's gone over. You can always delete it afterwards, like that. You've been a bit unkind on me, haven't you? Let's just go up again and do that one there. It's because this stripes thing has got a little black border at the bottom. I don't care. Oh, I do care. I do care. Why do I care? I don't know. I'm a caring person. There we go. Come on. Alright, you're going to stay like that. I've had enough. Okay. Yeah, that looks okay, doesn't it? In fact, it looks, yes, because I put it below the dirt level, it's added some dirt and stuff to that. Let's quickly... I think I might be able to do this here. If I had a black mask and then add a generator to the actual stripes layer, and let's just do MG dirt, and you can see it's masked a lot of it out. Now that's too much in my opinion. Let's quickly turn that off. Too much. So let's get the dirt level down. I was expecting to work the other way. Okay, but let's bring that up then. Find something that you're happy with and leave it at that. This is looking great. Now I want to me that's just everything else is a bit grungy, but this is a perfect line between there and there. So let's sort that out. Probably should use one of the same colours or something as the edge, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to go to the very, very top, and we're going to add another layer. We'll call this main unit, side unit merge or something. Unit edging. Okay, quite a lengthy title, but I think it needs to be clear, doesn't it? And we'll make it a dirt 3 brush. Yeah, no, dirt 1, and then we will pick ourselves a texture. Let's pick something. Let's start with copper wall. Drag that down. See how that looks. I'll just click it once. We've got a few things. We probably want to. Yeah, bring the flow jitter down. Bring the flow down. Let's try that. Let's just see how that looks. Doesn't look terrible. It looks completely the wrong colour. So let's try aluminium. I'm just shift clicking. Excuse me. Why is it that looks the same colour to me? What am I doing wrong? Click on that. Alpha dirt colour. I seem to have the base colour as the stripe still. That's rubbish, isn't it? So let's quickly click on the base colour. I thought I could select a material here. Hang on. Material mode. Let's just go for one of these brush ones. Let's just try it again. That's better. Okay, it's way too strong, but it's better, and it's way too big. Come on. There we go. Yes, it's definitely getting there, isn't it? So just make it a bit smaller. Let's put mirror on again to save myself doing this twice. There, I think we'll probably lower the opacity on this very, very shortly. I'm not going to bother with the underside. You're welcome to. No one's going to see it. Nearly there. Come on. Tweak. And I thought I put mirror on. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I turned it off. Okay, getting there. Doesn't matter. This is quite easy, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, that's a bit better. I'm gonna turn. We're on base color. I'm just gonna make that multiply. No, make it linear dodge. Yes, and then drag that down just until it looks like it's actually doing something that isn't quite so crazy. And that, people, is where I'm going to call it a wrap. Okay, I like this. Yeah, no, do you know what? I'm just going to do one there as well. Let's mirror this. Thank you. I'm just going to add some here as well. Okay, I'll just do that again just to really seal the deal there. Okay, and that's made me want to do this, so I'm going to do it, especially as mirrors on. I always end up doing this, don't I? Telling you that I'm finished and just see stuff. Nearly there. Just do this one. In fact, what you can do is you can just go over, it doesn't matter. There we go, just turn off mirror, just make sure it's okay. Yeah, that's fine. There, that looks rather good. Possibly I've overcooked. Let's just maybe nudge that down a bit more. There, yeah, it's not crazy, do we? And you've got yourself a rather knackered looking old laser turret. I think that'll look brilliant on our stands as it turns around and shoots lasers at our nasty alien enemies. So with that, we'll call it out. I'll just get Control S. Thank you very much. That concludes this piece today. The good news is that we are now done with all of our turrets, and we've done the terrain as well, haven't we? So all that remains is a couple of aliens to texture. I'll rattle through those. I appreciate this has been a rather long walk through today, but I hope you've appreciated that perhaps we should spend, the more time you spend on these things, the better the output. I'm really pleased with how this looks, and you know what, I don't think it hurts sometimes just to go back to the drawing board and start all over again. I know it's time consuming, but sometimes you just get better ideas, hence the reason why I recreated the hex laser turret. The original one just wasn't good enough. So hope this has been useful. Please like and subscribe. I'm really appreciating all the feedback and subscribers that I'm getting. I will move on next time to I think I'll do the UFO next, because that's actually quite easy, shouldn't take us too long. I'm not going to recreate that model in Blender, so you won't have to worry about that. Thanks again, and I'll look forward to seeing you very soon. Thank you now. Bye bye.